And we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Highly Unlikely. This is our Wednesday episode. My name is Drew. I'm here with my co-host, Raj.
Sup?
And welcome. Y'all know what it is. What's going on, brother?
Fuck all, man. Back from a little break, I guess, eh?
Yeah, sorry about that, ladies and gents. Last week, your boy came out to record, and as we're setting up, got a call that my parents' house was being broken into.
Oh, yeah, I never followed up with you. What happened with that?
Well, that's the thing. So, I was house sitting that week. So I, set the alarm, but they have a dog. And so you can bypass, the motion on the alarm. And I bypassed the motion, and then alarm company called. Something's going off. And so, fuck.
So you're like,
peel out of
it's not
here.
the dog.
Peel out of here, right? It's not the dog. I was telling you, too. Props for offering me a piece. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Real bro shit right
whatever
there.
you need, man.
Dude.
Just a phone call away, bro.
Yeah, so I fucking get there, right? Pop the garage, grab a baseball bat, and start combing through the house, and there's absolutely nothing. So went out back, checked the gates, and one of the gates was a little bit open.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was the gate partially blew open and tripped the sensor or not, but everything was intact. So.
Well, hey, that's what you want, man. Let's be real. Right?
Yeah, exactly right.
You don't want to walk into the opposite.
Oh, dude, I haven't done jiu-jitsu in a year, so I was ready to beat some ass. Not gonna lie, I was fucking so amped up. I was like, dude, I was listening to fucking rage music on the way home. I was ready to rock.
Let's not make this Anthony Smith.
Just get my ass handed to me. Could you imagine?
Whole house is trash, just like a fucking marathon
just me
fight,
fucking
everybody.
mangled on the floor. Yeah, no shit.
That'd be dope,
dude. That'd be a good piece of content right there. But yeah, how was your weekend? So yeah, sorry, I guess because of that, we didn't end up recording last week. Some other shit went down too, so we just said screw it. So
yeah.
Y'all missed a week. Sorry about that.
My bad too. Yeah.
We back though.
We back.
What about you? How's your last week been?
It was all right. Worked on Saturday. Watched the fights.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday, just shit around the house and shit, and watch some basketball. Pretty chill, bro.
Nice, man.
Now I guess we're on lockdown again, eh?
Yeah, which is
dope.
It's so frustrating because everywhere else is opening up, opening up, and we're harsh 3-week lockdown again.
Yeah, it sucks, man. We seen the numbers from California and Florida. Both took two totally different approaches.
Yep.
And their numbers are pretty much the same.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I just feel bad for people losing their shit. They've already gone through this, and now we're doing it again. That's
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. The fights on the weekend. What'd you think?
Yeah, fucking may as well get right into it.
Yeah. Let's just switch gears here.
They were good fights. It kind of sucks because I was really, really excited for the co-main event. Obviously, that fell through. Volkanovski caught COVID. Did you hear how it went down?
No, I got his statement here.
So
does he say it in the statement here? I didn't even read it. I just put it on our notes.
So basically, New Zealand has some of the most stringent COVID procedures out of anywhere in the world, right?
Yeah.
Dan Hooker, who's from there.
Right.
He when he went to Fight Island, he had to quarantine there for 2 weeks, then fight, then had to quarantine for 2 weeks on Fight Island, and then catch a plane home, and you have to quarantine for I think 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, we talked about it. He just got home a little while ago.
So you literally a month and a half to 2 months to see your family again.
Yeah.
And so
pretty dope vacation.
Exactly, right?
Sign me up.
So Alex has to go through the same thing, which is crummy because he got tested before he left New Zealand, was clean, got to Dubai.
Right. That's right.
Was tested and was clean. His second COVID test, he came back positive. So now he's got to go through he's got to quarantine for 2 weeks and then do everything we just talked about after he receives another negative test. So he's not going to get home for 2.5 months, and then he's got to go right back into fight camp. It's such a bad beat for him, man.
Yeah, that's pretty shitty. The card was, it could have used it. I guess I could say.
For sure, dude.
But I had Luke whooping Woodley's ass. I was texting with my bro, and I'm like, Woodley's done. He's gonna get killed, and I guess we'll just jump into that one. I guess he actually tried a little bit more this time.
He caught
the last couple fights. He just wouldn't even throw punches.
Oh, dude,
bro.
He just sat there and took it.
You know
he hadn't.
what I mean?
I think it was he hadn't won a round in 3 years or something.
It's been
2 years.
a minute.
It's been a long
for sure. I'm a huge Luque fan.
Yeah.
So yeah, right. Darce choke. Now, Woodley got rocked. Maybe more than once, if I remember correctly. But like, Woodley's kind of fighting for his career now.
He was.
You know what I mean? Like,
For sure.
what are we doing here? He just doesn't have it anymore. Ever since he lost to Kamaru, it's just like...
No,
it's been a steep fall, bro.
That's wrong. Ever since he started rapping, it's been a steep
he didn't win a round
fall.
since he... Remember that song
he released,
what we
dude,
talked
it was
about?
so fucking bad.
It is bad. And then he never won a round since
straight up.
releasing that song. So, like, that's pretty bitch shit. I mean... It makes you look like a chump.
It does, straight up. But I have to say, like, if you're going to go out swinging, and he actually did, which is, props to him.
Yeah.
But this was...
Sorry, go ahead.
You go for it.
Luque entered 10th ranked, and Woodley was 7th.
This is a big deal for him.
And this is Luque's 3rd straight win. All stoppages, improves his record to 9-1 over his last 10 fights. Like, he's going to be a problem, bro.
Real deal.
Tough as fucking shit. Like I was talking about Woodley earlier, so the Burns Covington fight, it's just like he wasn't there, but I think obviously everyone knows, like we say, he's fighting for his career at this point. You know what I mean? I'm sure he could go. I'm sure he'll fight again at the UFC. I don't think it's like over, but
I
it's
disagree.
over.
I disagree.
You don't think Dana? You think Dana will tell him no more?
So this is the thing. So like I was looking at the fight purse breakdown. Stipe obviously made the most. Then Francis. Then Tyron Woodley made the 3rd most. This was also the last fight of his UFC contract.
Okay.
So
I didn't know that.
He's lost 4 straight, and makes main event money.
Money, right?
Dana's gonna be like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, but now if they renegotiate, it won't be like that now.
If they renegotiate, but Tyron Woodley, the entire time he was champ, was a pain in the ass for the UFC too. Like, him and Dana have never got along. We've talked about this. He'd always be like, "Fuck you, Dana." This, that, the other, right? So like, unless Tyron Woodley, like, I think Dana White's gonna make a point to be like, "Yo, if you're gonna fight, you are gonna take 0 money."
And really, like, if you think about it, what's the Woodley fight that anyone wants to see? Nobody.
Exactly. So I think he could go over to Bellator, and he'll make more money there.
He could, yeah.
And he'll make more money, and he'll actually probably win some fights. So that's what I think is going to happen.
I just thought maybe because he's been around for so long that Dana would be like, okay, I'll give you another one.
But you look at Yoel. They fucking dropped Yoel after losing 2 fights? And it's Yoel fucking Romero, bro. Like, UFC's not playing around right now.
Here?
Bunch of people have been lately. That's the thing.
Junior Dos Santos and Overeem?
Yep.
Was those the 2 that got dropped?
Bunch of people, man. So, like, right now, like, if you're on a skid, it's tough going, especially if you paid high. Like, Overeem was one of those guys who was paid a lot too. So is Junior. Like, that's it. You're going.
Yeah, but paid a lot. I don't know if that's so right. They're paid, sure, but paid a lot.
Oh, I'm not saying I agree with how much they're being paying. I'm saying from Dana's perspective, this is what he's thinking.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens to him. Like,
he'd be successful in Bellator. There's a bunch of I'd have to pull up their division, but there's a couple good fights that, like, him juiced up in Bellator, sorry. It'd be fun.
I don't know. Maybe he just like should just pivot and try and do something else. Like, totally. I don't know how he is. How is his like social media game? Is he like a funny dude or anything like that?
See, that's the thing. Is like,
I don't know.
He was one of those guys that like thought he was hard, like rapper hard. You know how a lot of rappers like front like they're all about that life and like hard, and so they don't have like the humility to like pivot and try and be funny or personable. You know what I mean? Like,
just always going to be hard forever.
Going to try and be. The thing is, like, you can't be hard after you're no longer the champ and you've lost 4 straight and you've watched like your ass get whooped. And not just like, oh, you lost some close fights. No, you got your ass whooped for the last 4 fights.
Yo, what was it? A Thompson fight? He whooped his ass, didn't he? Like, his reign was pretty fucking... pretty good, I gotta say.
Up
like,
until
I don't want to completely trash the guy. Like, his reign was pretty fucking
Dude,
good.
Up until,
he's just fallen off, like, real
thing.
talk. But
it's up until the Usman
credit
fight,
to that, though.
He was arguably the greatest, I guess, welterweight.
Man, he had some bombs. Dude, that right hand, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Like, he was arguably, and Rogan would say this too, that he's the greatest welterweight, I think it is, of all time. Like,
welterweight, I think, yeah.
Super fucking legit career. It just, you want to go out on top.
Dude, he's 37. Like, it's not like he should expect that it's coming soon. You're fucking, you know what I mean? So,
I don't want to keep hating on the guy because he had a very legit career.
Yeah, his reign was fucking good for sure.
And he was unbelievable when he was at his peak.
It's just funny, like, when you lose it quick, bro.
Oh, dude, MMA is like,
And like I don't know if they
so
realize
ruthless.
that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, is Woodley sitting there thinking, "Fuck, I better pivot to the next phase of my life, like ASAP, obviously," or is he thinking? Like we just talked about, like you said, oh, maybe I could go to Bellator. Like,
see,
I don't know, man. It's like
if he had quit,
false hope almost.
If he had quit after the Gilbert Burns fight, I think it would be easier to pivot. But now that you've lost 2 extra ones, it's harder. So I think he has to go the Bellator route, in my opinion. I don't know. It's just tough. I'm sure, like, obviously there's like a lot of people who'd have him, but you have a lot more opportunities when you're champ or 1 fight removed from being champ versus lost 4 in a row.
Yeah, I don't know. I just hate to see someone hang on too long and get really hurt. You know what I mean? And then
dude,
it's
we
just
talk
like,
about
for
it.
what, dude?
We talk about it all
even
the
getting
time.
paid anything. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I could see putting it on the line for fucking $30 million, but you're putting it on the line for a few million, maybe not even.
No,
not even. Not for
even.
Woodley. Like you're putting it on 300,000.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you're not a main event. Like you're no pay per view point guy. So yeah, a few $100,000, $250,000. Like
yeah, it's not worth it. But switching to the other side of it, like Luque is going to be a problem.
Yeah, for sure. What was it? What was the war fight he was in? Been in a couple.
He's been in a couple good ones.
He's been in some fucking. I can't remember right now, but he's definitely been in some wars, bro.
Who do you want to see him fight next?
Let me see here.
I think him versus Leon Edwards would be so good, bro.
Oh, Edwards just got booked with Diaz.
Did he actually?
Yeah, just today.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah. Literally like a half an hour or so ago, I seen it or something.
Breaking news here on Highly Unlikely.
So okay, give.
Oh shit! Co-main event 262. Yo, that's gonna be a lit card.
Give Luque, Chiesa or Stephen Thompson.
Stephen Thompson would be super interesting. So would Michael Chiesa. Both those are really good fights.
So that's one of those two he should fight.
Yeah, I like those. And then if you win that fight, like you're right there, top 5 of the division. So.
But yeah, that's my. What did you think about Sean O'Malley fight?
Dude, so like the hype train continues, like the rainbow hype train. You got to get back on that because like this was one of those fights where like, okay, he's been starching dudes and everything has been going well up until the Cheeto Vera fight, right? Like your entire career, like you're taking off, you're killing social, you're touted as kind of the next guy in the division, and this is your first real like piece of adversity, you know? How do you handle it? So this is like the make or break. How does he come back? How does he look in this fight? And he looked fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, he did look really good.
Bro, he looked so good.
Now, one thing I'm hearing is like the level of opponent wasn't on his level, I don't think. Like, no disrespect to Almeida, but like super outclassed.
See, but this is the thing. This is the thing, right? Like
it was almost like it was kind of a layup for him after coming off the loss. That's how I took it.
But this is the thing, right? Is like there's upper echelon guys, and then there's that second tier, and like Cheeto Vera's in that second tier. Why am I slipping on his name? Who did he just fight? Sean O'Malley. Who did he just fight? Jesus Christ! You literally just said his name.
Oh, Almeida.
Thomas Almeida. Sorry, Thomas. Is in that.
I zoned out too.
Is in that second group of guys where like you have to get through these guys, and if you are outclassing them by this much, that just proves to me that you're in that upper echelon. That's not Sean O'Malley's fault. I don't think it was a layup. You have to go through these guys.
You fight who you have to fight. I'm not saying it's his fault, but I just thought, I didn't think it was like, I don't know. I thought he could. I thought it was more of a layup for him, to be honest. UFC never gives layups, but I thought this was one of them.
I disagree. Because like for me, Cheeto Vera was his first dip into that second echelon guys. Because his first couple fights were literally like bottom tier guys, right? And then he lost his Cheeto Vera fight. So I think you have to kind of redo that level of fight.
Sure.
The one thing I like about this, though, is that a lot of guys, Darren Till, Johnny Walker, they're given really big fights right away. Where Sean O'Malley, like, is actually doing it kind of boxing style, where he's taking, like, step-by-step progressions.
Yo, that first round, that head kick, and how he walked away there, he thought it was over, and he walked away. And then, what was it, the third round? Didn't make that
put him away
again. Put him away, but... Yeah, no. Now, okay, who do you want to see him fight next?
So this is the thing: is I'm pulling up. He's bantamweight, right?
Yeah.
Let me pull up the rankings. I saw Dominic Cruz say that he wants to fight him, which would be a really interesting fight.
I don't even care about that fight. I think it's like kind of that doesn't excite me.
See, this is the thing is like, I really firmly believe that you have to.
A Sun Tzu would be a more exciting fight than Dominic Cruz to me.
See, like I said, I'm of the belief that you have to take this like progression step by step thing. So like him fighting a Sun Tzu, Dominic Cruz, like
they're both pretty much ranked.
Yeah, Dominic Cruz is 9, Sun Tzu is 10. I kind of want to see him have like one more fight before he starts getting to those guys, because like, I mean, you can make the case either way. The Dominic Cruz fight just gets my dick hard because they're both super good stand up wise, but yeah, I guess fuck it. I mean, he clearly like outclassed Buddy, who he just fought, like Thomas Almeida, who's legit. So like, I guess give him that fight.
So O'Malley moves to 5-1 in the UFC. Almeida is riding a 4-fight losing streak. He's 1-5 in his past 6.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how come? One thing I don't understand: how come O'Malley keeps saying, or he was like for a little while there, even when they announced him, he was like, whatever his record was, he went 0 instead of because he doesn't say that he lost last time. Why is that? Like, I'm missing something here.
So he thinks that like up until the point where his ankle broke in the Cheeto Vera fight, he was winning the fight, which I completely disagree. Cheeto Vera was throwing low calf kicks and he broke his ankle. It wasn't like a he
that's what I don't understand.
Rolled it.
Like, I'm
no,
just like, why are you being a little bitch?
So I disagree with it too.
You know, but whatever. It is what it is. But like, yeah, he looks super good. Like, I'm not taking nothing away. He looked really good. He's definitely going to be like, if he just, I know like the showboating's his style.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be interesting to see when he fights the top tier guys, if he does the showboating or not. But like, I like that part of his fighting. It adds to him. It sets him apart from other people, and he's been backing it up. So it is what it is.
He knows how to sell himself.
Yeah, exactly. And in that sport, you kind of got it. So yeah, no, good performance by him for sure.
Main event. Also, I want to give a shout out before we go to an absolute Lego man of a man, Jamie Malarkey. Do you know what like Lego guys look like, right? Like a Lego figurine with an absolutely square head.
Yeah. Right,
Jamie Malarkey looks like a real life Lego man. Like the way his jaw is built.
Nice one.
He beat the shit out of Kama Worthy, bro. Holy fuck. And Kama was like, he was the favorite going in, and he's like a legit guy. And Jamie pieced him up, man. It was impressive.
Yeah, no, it was. Now, what was his record? I don't remember what his record was.
Before this,
I don't know if you have it or not. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just the UFC's website is so fucking.
It's pretty trash. That website.
It's so difficult to navigate, man. Like it's not easy at all. He's 13-4 now, so he would have been 12-4 going into the fight. He's one of those guys who struggled. I think he like was good his first couple fights, and then struggled a couple, and now he just won another big one. So last 3 fights, he fought Brad Riddell in 2019, lost. Fought versus a guy, his last name is Ziam, who I don't know, last year, and lost, and then he won versus Worthy. So
what would you think? What do you think is next on his plate then?
I think he's still got to go against some of the guys, just outside the top 15, maybe 14, 50 or something like that.
Yeah, okay.
And if he puts it together, he's got skills. But up until this point, like I'd say Brad Riddell so far has been his biggest fight, and obviously he lost.
Yeah.
So, you got some stuff to prove. He's not one of those guys who I'm like, oh my god, this guy's, he's it. But
right.
He just seems like he'll be solid.
Thing. Right.
Yeah, right.
Whatever. That's all good though.
Yep. The shock main event.
It was all good till it wasn't.
Yeah, no shit, right?
I wasn't surprised. This was my ending I had in my head. So, Stipe came out after, said he deviated from the plan.
Mm-hmm.
He said he was getting very winded and became overzealous and unprotected.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't in good posture to take the hit.
Yep.
Francis saw the opening and did what any fighter would have done. So, and like, again, such a long layoff. He's up there in age 2.
Yep.
We talked about the wars that this guy's been through.
Yep.
And like it's it's just you felt it. It's Francis's time. Like, you just had that feeling before the fight starts. It's like sorry, Stipe, this is Francis's time, and everyone's like, okay, let's see how this happens because we all remember the first time Stipe took this guy down, worked him in the clinch. Like, Francis had no answer.
Yep.
Right away, that takedown attempt in the first round, Francis stopped it, gets his back,
and just starts.
It's just
hammering.
like, oh shit, okay, like, you know what I mean? Like, you could tell this guy's been working. So yeah, it was 52 seconds of the second round. I hate seeing the leg get bent like that, too.
Buddy, the folding chair.
Man, I hate
lawn
seeing
chair
that,
like
bro.
that is a tough beat.
You know what I mean?
There's so many good memes that have come of it, though.
Yeah, it has been. Yeah, totally.
But like, I think it just shows. Like, for me, and Francis touched on this in a couple different interviews, like, after he stuffed that takedown, like, you could tell Stipe was just like, oh my God. Because Francis wasn't bum rushing him at the beginning. He was taking his time, and every time Stipe tried to be the aggressor, he'd get bopped in the nose. And every single time it hurt Stipe. So he's like, hey, I'm shooting. And it was like, it wasn't some like off-angle shot. It was a full bore shot.
Yeah.
And Francis stuffed it clean.
Yeah, it was pretty. I was pretty impressed. Like, and like you said earlier, he fought like such a measured approach. That's exactly the word that Rogan was using.
Yep.
And it was just like and I expected Stipe just to basically make Francis chase him for a few rounds. And like you said, he deviated from the plan and whatever. It's like, you know, it is what it is.
I can't even fault Stipe for it too, because like, for those like who didn't see the sequence, basically like
he cracked him.
Francis cracked Stipe, right?
Stipe cracked Francis.
Exactly. So, Francis
yeah.
cracked Stipe. Stipe stumbled, back into the cage, circled out, and then cracked Francis. And Francis even said this in one of his interviews too. He's like, no, Stipe hit me.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh shit. And he's like, okay, I got to reset. And Francis took a step or two back, and Stipe thought, oh, I got him. And Francis is like, no, you don't. And bop, left hand, and it was over. So like, if you're Stipe, you cannot chase Francis. Like, Francis is so strong that like, because it wasn't like it was a power shot. It was just a jab. A power jab that dropped him, right? Like, that's how much power he's got. So like,
and there was no looping punches. Nope. There was none of that from Francis, which was, you know, just such a marked improvement. You know,
crazy the difference.
So, and for Stipe, everyone regards him as the best heavyweight champion ever to do it so far.
Yep.
So obviously nothing to be ashamed of.
No, not at all.
Definitely doesn't seem like he's done after what he was saying after the fight. He said once he regroups and comes back, so I don't know what's going to happen there. But he defended his title a record 4 times across his 2 reigns. And now, too, like, so he lost to Cormier in 2018. Entered the Ngannou rematch with 2 straight wins, both coming off Cormier in 2019 and 2020. Now, Cormier dropped him in the one.
And it was a weird...
He shit-kicked Cormier with the belly shots. What was the other one?
Both of them he shit-kicked Cormier.
How did the other one end? How come I can't remember?
I'm pretty sure it was a TKO as well. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was a TKO.
Regardless of the fact, though, like, this guy's fought everybody pretty much.
Okay,
Cain Velasquez, right?
Stipe is, like you said, arguably the greatest heavyweight of all time.
Yeah, I think that's a very fair comment. Or a comment for sure, man.
So it's one of those things that like he's almost 40 years old, right? So like, I don't want to see him continue fighting because he's that old, but it's also like he's good enough to beat everybody in that division apart from Francis and Jon Jones, in my opinion.
Right.
So it's like one of those things where it's hard to walk away, but at the same time, like you kind of want to walk away, right? Like.
So here it is. Last 4 fights. So he lost to Ngannou.
Yep.
5-rounder over Cormier. Come from behind TKO over Cormier after getting shit kicked early on, and a KO loss. And you're 38 now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So. I don't know.
When you're 38 and you get lawn chaired, you got to think that like his brain isn't.
But these guys, I understand what his mindset is. He was just champ.
Yeah.
That's what you're telling yourself. Yeah. Like, yo, yesterday I was the champion.
And he got knocked out by Cormier, and he came back and beat him twice. So he's like, fuck you, I'll do it again, right?
I get the mindset for sure. And too, this was cool too. The UFC now has 3 African champions.
Yep. Super dope.
Francis, Kamaru, and Adesanya.
They're all sucking each other's dicks on social.
So
Which I would
it's
be
a pretty
too.
big deal, man.
I would be too.
Africa's got some
Straight up,
killers,
bro.
bro. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't understand this. Fill me in if you know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
Ariel Helwani after the fight says, "Nice to see Ngannou and White shake hands afterwards. The relationship has come a long way." What am I missing? These guys had beef?
I don't know.
I didn't look into
know
it,
there was-
but I was just like, what's that about?
I know there was a little bit of like not animosity, but like some tension after the Derek Lewis fight, just because it was so shit. But like, I haven't heard of anything else apart from that.
Yeah, I've never have either. I thought maybe you would know.
I don't know. For those who don't know, though, like we've talked about it a little bit, like Francis Ngannou's story is
Unreal, bro.
unbelievable. Like, so this guy,
I didn't know all of it till that night. I'm just like,
yeah,
God,
dude.
damn.
So this guy was shoveling sand in a sand mine in Cameroon. Tried to escape the country 6 different times and was caught 5 different times, brought back, and then on the 6th time made it out. Trained in France to become a professional boxer, and then got picked up by some MMA scout, and the rest is kind of history.
Well,
Like,
went to Paris, went to jail,
right, forgot about
homeless,
jail too.
then fucking, yeah.
So like his story
unreal, man.
is so inspirational. Like to him, this is a huge deal. And if you listen to like the way he talks, like he is such a genuine, like nice human being. Like I am so happy that he became champ. Like
Oh, you can't like, hate this guy.
and dude, just
You know?
how happy he was. Like after he won his belt, like he was just the biggest smile. Like so pumped on life. I love it. And so like. It's one of those fights that like you want both guys to win, so it sucks for Stipe. But looking forward, do you think? Because obviously the next fight is Jon Jones. Rogan even talked about it right after the fight, which is kind of wild.
Well, here, I wanted to push back on that a bit because Dana White said after, no reason to believe Jon Jones is serious about accepting a heavyweight title fight against Francis. And this is fucked up. So, after the fight, did you see the tweet, "Show me the money" or whatever it was?
Yeah, and this was Jon Jones responding to this comment by Dana.
And then he's like, Dana White says, "What does 'show me the money' mean?" He's like, I tell you guys all the time, you can say you want to fight somebody, but do you really want to? He's like, Derek Lewis is the fight to make. If Jon Jones really wants that fight, listen, it's one thing to go and tweet it and say you want it. Do you really want the fight? I promise you we can call Derek Lewis or one of these other heavyweights and they want the fight. And
I don't understand
this is fucked.
what he's
Okay.
doing. Like
yeah, I don't either.
this is like Jon Jones has been training to come to heavyweight for the last 2 years. He's been talking about it for the last 5. Like this is your product, and why are you shitting on like the
You would
greatest
wanna make
fighter of all
the
time?
biggest fight possible, right? Obviously,
I don't
there's
understand this at
big
all. man.
animosity between them.
Yeah.
So a reporter, this is fucking awesome. A reporter asked Dana White after this same question, and his response was probably the best response I've ever heard.
Man, the idea of a Jon Jones fight seems awfully exciting right now. And Jon came out, tweeted, said, "Show me the money."
Cocaine isn't cheap.
So that was awesome. Cocaine definitely isn't cheap.
Dude,
But yeah, I don't get it. It's your job to put the biggest fights on and to make the most money for the UFC. This is it.
this relationship between the two is absolutely wild.
Yeah, it's not good, obviously. So here are some of the tweets after. So after the "show me the money," this is what he says. He says, "Please cut me already. You would rather have me around and just treat me like shit. I swear the UFC industry has been nothing but depressing for me. What type of weird shit is this? Obviously the boss hates me. Let me take my business elsewhere."
It's fucking wild. I don't
So
get it.
those are some of the tweets.
Honestly,
there's some serious hate there, though.
Buddy, like Jon Jones, I do not like him as a person whatsoever. But like, you got to take his side on this. Like, if you're Dana White, what the fuck are you talking about, Derek Lewis? Like,
Black Beast.
This is what we've been looking forward to: is a Jon Francis fight for the last 3 years. Like,
Even
that
Francis
is the next
said
fight,
afterward,
man.
Jon Jones is the GOAT, and like that's kind of who you should be fighting, or something paraphrasing. But
100%.
yeah, you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing Jon Jones and Dana go at it.
No shit, right?
Let's do this.
I don't get it, man. I just don't get the thought process. I don't get any of it.
It's Dana and his fucking big ass ego. That's all that is, dude.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? Like, you think people are tuning in for the fucking, like, I would, but you're getting way more pay-per-views on the Jon Jones than a Derek Lewis. No,
But dude, that's
disrespect,
arguably,
Black
apart from
Beast.
Conor, the biggest fight of all time, more than likely.
That would bring in ridiculous numbers.
Crazy. Do you want to talk? So congratulations, Francis. Dope. Speaking about like future fights and Jon Jones. First off, who do you think would win that fight? Actually, before we move on.
Fuck.
See, this is the thing. Is before this, I had said Jon Jones will maul Francis.
Power. Oh, I heard something real fucked up on that show. So they said Francis's punch is the equivalent to a Ford Escort hitting you at top speed.
There's no way, bro.
That's what I'm saying. And they kept saying that.
Way, bro.
They kept saying it.
What are you talking about?
Joe Rogan said it. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. This
There's
is like a bit much.
Way, dude. There's no way.
Like, what is this, Rocky 3 and this is Clubber Lang?
no
Get the
way.
fuck out of here.
Shut
man.
up.
You know, but they said that a few times, bro. And I was just like,
Maybe
I know
so
the guy hits hard, but I think we're going a little
maybe
overboard.
it's like all of Francis's punch like transferred into one tiny little focal point like on a knuckle, and like the power of that focal point is more than a flat truck. I don't know. But
I ain't a
still,
smart guy, but that sounded like some bullshit to me, man.
I agree.
But anyway, sorry, what were you going to say? Oh, yeah, who wins that fight?
Up until this point, I've been saying Jon Jones. I think he mauls him. But
That
dude,
power
his
just
the way
neutralizes
he
everything.
stuffed Stipe was so impressive to me because it, like I said, it was a full shot and it was clean, and Stipe had a leg up high and Francis handled it beautifully. It wasn't like he scrambled and ran and got out of it. No, he stuffed it like a textbook stuff. Shoelaces down, sprawling out, weight on the hips. Like, so he's so heavy that like, I don't know if Jon Jones.
Well, like, hey, Jon
I don't
Jones
know,
really
man.
good in the clinch. Are you going to be that good against Francis?
He's never fought someone like that. It's
know
okay.
what I mean?
This is my opinion.
And
Right?
Francis is naturally heavier.
Oh, 100%. This is my opinion right here. If Jon Jones of old, who used to be running through guys and doing cocaine and still beating the shit out of DC and Gustafsson, that Jon Jones shows up to fight, I think Jon Jones wins. But if the Jon Jones who fought Anthony Smith, Dominic Reyes, Thiago Santos, like he arguably lost the Dominic Reyes fight, was really close to losing the Thiago Santos fight, and he pretty much did the same work on Anthony Smith that two burglars did. Like, it wasn't that impressive. So,
It
like,
was one burglar. Let's not get
That's what I'm saying.
Anthony
So,
Smith
like-
that much credit.
so you know what I mean? Like, if that Jon Jones shows up, I think Francis knocks him out. For me, it's just which Jon Jones shows up. I don't know.
I don't see Jones getting knocked out, to be honest. Like, Jones is like the GOAT.
Dude, Reyes clipped him. Thiago clipped
No,
him.
I get it. Yeah.
You don't get clipped by Francis. You get jabbed by Francis. You get lawn chaired.
I would say Jones' decision.
Yeah.
If I had to give an answer, that would be my answer.
This is one of those ones where, like, it's not like, okay, we know both guys are going to be focused and come to fight. For me, like, Jon Jones hasn't been all there and hasn't looked like himself his last couple of fights. So if it just depends on who shows up.
I think it's just IQ. He's just so good.
100%.
I just know not to bet against
100%
Jon
his
Jones,
IQ
man.
is unbelievable.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, all right.
Couple fights have gotten announced. Some fell through. So I'm going to just run through some of the upcoming fights and what we think of them, because there's a lot that's been announced and a lot that's really good. The next fight is April 10th. It was supposed to be Darren Till versus Marvin Vettori, which was going to be a sick fight.
Kevin Holland stepping in.
Correct.
Right.
I think Darren Till beats Vettori beats the absolute shit out of Kevin Holland, which I am all there for after his last performance.
I'm a Kevin Holland fan. I know he got his ass kicked last time.
You can't keep talking shit when you're getting your ass whooped.
I'm gonna take Holland.
Really?
Yeah,
You think Bro, you're wild. Oh, you want to bet money on that?
sure.
You're losing $20 right here.
Let's do it.
Easiest $20 I ever made in my fucking life.
All right.
I think Marvin Vettori beats the shit out of Kevin Holland. Next fight after that.
I think Holland's got something to prove after that last performance. I think he comes out super sharp.
We've got a couple. Okay, we went even on a couple things. Just looking at the bets here too. I had the Chiefs beating the Bucks for $20. You beat me there, but I beat you on the Sterling versus Jan. Thank God. So we're even on those two.
Nice.
Vettori. beats Holland. $20. Fight after that is...
Sorry, when is that fight? You said
That's April
10th.
The fight after that, which I'm super excited for, is Robert Whittaker versus Kelvin Gastelum.
That's going to be fucking... Dude. I think that's going to be really good.
I am so pumped for this fight. Holy shit.
People are getting hurt this fight.
Yup. And
someone's getting CTE.
Yeah. It sucks so much for me because I love both of these guys.
I'm going to say Gastelum wins.
You think so?
Yeah. And that's... Yeah. I'm not even like super confident, but yeah, I would say Gastelum. He looked a little bit better recently. Not great, but he's looked a bit better. Yeah, it's a tough one for me.
It's tough.
I would say Gastelum.
I think Rob's gonna win, but it's real close, man. I think the winner of this fights Izzy. I think there's a rematch. Whoever wins this,
the winner of that fights Izzy.
I think so. I think
really?
There's no one else in that division. Who else in that division?
That's kind of gay.
I agree. There's no one else in that division, which is why he moved up to 205, right?
I don't even care to really see that, to be honest. Yeah, I guess so though. Yeah.
I mean, if Rob Whittaker looks like Rob Whittaker of old and beats the shit out of Kelvin, I'm all for it.
Low class, that's a fucking weak ass division now.
It is. We talked about this. Like, is he going back down? It's like Jon Jones at 205. He's just gonna run through everybody.
Yeah.
It sucks. But either way, that fight's gonna be sick. UFC 261. This is Kamaru Usman versus Jorge Masvidal. Also, Weili Zhang versus Rose Namajunas.
Nice.
Shevchenko versus Andrade. Two of these fights, I think, are going to be absolute shit stomps. I think Kamaru is going to beat the piss out of Jorge. And I think Valentina is going to beat the piss out of Jessica. But that Rose-Weili fight, I think, is going to be nuts.
Yeah, I'm a big Rose fan.
So am I. She's my fave.
So, yeah, that's going to be really good for sure.
Both those girls are really technical.
That whole card's going to be good.
Yep. Both those girls are really technical stand-up wise, and so I think that's going to be an absolute barn burner of a fight.
When's that? What date is that, bro?
That is April 24th. Fuck, there's a lot of good shit coming up. After that, this one's okay. It's Dominic Reyes fighting some dude whose name I can't pronounce. Jiffy Prochaska.
Nice.
Nailed that shit, yes, sir. After that, super pumped on this. Corey Sandhagen versus TJ Dillashaw.
Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah,
which is a sick fucking fight, bro. What's super interesting about this is Corey and TJ used to be training partners, and apparently, and this is coming from Shab, that Corey used to actually do work
his needles for
on TJ.
Dillashaw?
Pardon? Yeah, they both used to poke each other in the ass. But apparently, Corey used to do work on TJ, which is impressive.
I got TJ, I don't like. I don't even know why, but I just think he's gonna win.
I've always had that.
Win. He's gonna win like pretty
convincingly,
spectacularly.
I hope so. I hope he wins and then fights for the title. After that, UFC 262, which has Nate Diaz, Leon Edwards, which we just talked about, and Charles Oliveira v. Michael Chandler for the belt.
So,
what do you think about this?
Couldn't be more happier for Oliveira. 10 years in the game.
Yep.
Finally gets a title shot, and he's earned it too.
Yep.
So when he fought Tony Ferguson, it was his 8th straight victory, and Ferguson was coming in on a 12 fight winning streak. So
super impressive.
We all know what Chandler did to Hooker.
Mm-hmm. So this is my thought with this. Charles 100. So if we're talking like pure MMA purist, like who should be fighting for the belt right now? It should be Charles and Dustin. Those are the two best guys in that division, hands down.
Dustin wants some money,
but this is the thing, right? So a lot of people were on social being like, what the fuck? Why does Michael Chandler get this fight? He gets this fight because they offered it to Charles, and then they went to Dustin and were like, yo, do you want the title fight with Charles? And he's like, nah, I'm gonna make some money and then fight for the belt after. And so you can't give a fight to Justin Gaethje because he's coming off a loss. You can't give a fight to Tony because he's coming off a loss. Khabib's retired, so the next guy up is Michael Chandler. So whether he really deserves it or not, this is the two guys who are getting the title fight. And
I got Oliveira.
I think so too. Now,
I also had Hooker over Chandler.
So did I.
But
so
I got Oliveira.
I was about to say the same thing. But if Michael Chandler beats Charles Oliveira, him versus Dustin is a fight, bro.
Yeah, that'd be dope. I got Dustin though. That guy's just fucking
dude. So this is the thing. He's
on his game.
As of right now, I think Charles beats Chandler. But if Charles proves me wrong and beats Chandler beats Charles, Jesus Christ. I think Michael's got a real good chance against Dustin. If he's good enough to beat Charles and like beat Charles, he's got a chance. So we'll see. Either way, pumped for that fight. And then the TJ fight's really good. But after that, Rob Font versus Cody Garbrandt, which is a fucking sick fight.
Who you have winning that one? That's on May 22nd.
Yeah, Cody looked too good, man.
He just coming out COVID, right?
Yeah, he looked too good, man. Him versus Asuncao, he beat the shit out of him. And it wasn't even like a fight. He beat the shit out of him. So I think Cody wins that. And then there's a TJ Cody fight maybe set up for the belt. Well, not for the belt, I guess. Because they got to figure that out.
I just want to see that fight.
So do I.
For sure.
But there's a lot of good stuff like Cody versus Corey. There's so much good stuff. So if you're a UFC fan, good times right now. Really good times.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah.
What else you want to talk about sports-wise? You want to talk NFL draft?
Yeah, you want to talk about that the trade?
Yeah. When is the draft?
Good question. Can't remember. I don't know what it is this year.
Let me pull it up. Sorry. It's April
I know they're
29th.
doing it. I know they're doing it like it's not going to be at home like everyone last year. They're inviting people and whatever.
Yeah.
So
it's on April 29th. And as of right now, do you just want to run through the draft order?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So number 1 pick, obviously Jacksonville still. New York Jets are 2. Then this is where the action started. San Francisco moved up and got the number 3 pick from Miami. Miami moved all the way down to 12 and then moved back up to 6.
Yeah.
Traded with the Eagles. Number 4 is Atlanta, then Cincinnati, and then Miami, then Detroit, Carolina, Denver, Dallas. So what's exciting about this draft, and I'm usually into the draft, but not like into this draft. This year I'm like into the draft. There are 5 really, really good 4 borderline 5 really, really good quarterbacks in this year's draft.
I got 3 good quarterbacks and 2. Oh, how do you have them rated then? What is your 1 to 5?
So
rate them for me.
Trevor Lawrence is my top.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much debate there. Anyone who says anything different, suck a dick, get out of my face. You don't know what you're talking about. This is where I think I differ from a couple people. I actually have Justin Fields rated number 2.
Yeah.
I thought he played unbelievable in the game versus Clemson. I thought he performed better than Trevor Lawrence did.
Both times they played each other.
Mm-hmm. Number 3, Zach Wilson. 4, Trey Lance. 5, Mac Jones.
I got the same way.
Okay. I thought we were going to disagree on this big.
Now I know San Fran, they did not go to Justin Fields' pro day. They went to Mac Jones' pro day.
I think that's such a smack in the face, bro.
I think it's just all bullshit. They're just throwing off other people. They know what they're doing. There's no way. There's no fucking way Mac Jones gets taken by San Francisco. There's no way. I can't fucking believe that. First of all, Mac Jones, like, no disrespect, what was he, like, 4th in Heisman voting or something last year? Those fucking receivers that he played with were wide fucking open all year. And, like, I'm not trying to diss him, but, like, it's a lot easier to throw to those guys. Now, the knock on Trey Lance, obviously, is the level of competition.
Yep, he played against almost no one.
You're playing in North Dakota State, so... But Trey Lance, I think, in my opinion, is going to be a more accurate Josh Allen. That's who I see. This guy can run over people.
He's a big boy.
And he can throw the ball. Justin Fields, athletically, Mac Jones is not very agile, to put it nicely, I'll say.
Dude, we were talking about this before the pod. Justin Fields ran a 4.4 in the 40 today.
Yeah.
Like, that's, like, elite quarterback speed. Like, Mike Vick, RG3, Lamar Jackson, like, crazy foot speed. And also, like, his biggest, like, I'm looking at PFF's, like, rating of them right now, and this is the thing, too, is, like, Justin Fields, like, he's that athletic, and that's not even what people like him for. People like him because of his accuracy and how good of a thrower he is. So, like, when you have that speed and mobility combined with accuracy, like, I don't know how in the fuck you pass that up. It
And you
blows
need
my
to
mind.
you need to be mobile in today's NFL. So with San Fran, we can assume everyone's saying Wilson's gonna go 2, and
To the Jets.
Fields, obviously, I see. But Fields and Shanahan together would be so disgusting.
It'd be gross.
It would be really good, man.
That division is already crazy. Like, throw in Justin
Oh
Fields
my god,
right there.
dude! I know
Ridiculous.
that division is so crazy, bro.
It's ridiculous.
And like we talked about this the other day, like when this trade happened. That obviously the Dolphins believe in Tua.
Mm-hmm.
In today's NFL, you win that championship when your quarterback's on a rookie contract.
Yep.
As soon as they make the big dough, it never happens. You know what I mean? I don't want to say never, but it's so rare, bro.
The only exception is Tom Brady, and he takes massive pay cuts.
And maybe Peyton Manning when Denver. I can't remember how much he was making. I can't remember, but like I think he was making pretty good money. So.
Yeah, but like apart from that, Tom Brady takes massive pay cuts. So it's either, like you said, rookie deal, or your QB takes pay cuts. Like, you don't get to win with a high-end quarterback. And so, like, you have a ready-built roster with the 49ers, and you have arguably one of the best offensive coaches in the NFL, apart from maybe Andy Reid. Sean McVay throws his name in that hat too.
Yep.
Like, whoever signs there is going to be successful. And I think Kyle Shanahan was someone who can actually move and run and throw the ball. Like,
No, they said afterwards that despite holding the number 3 pick, they're going to keep Garoppolo. But no one's buying that shit, obviously, right? You're of course, going to say that. But and like Garoppolo's like, I want to say, what is he, like 28-6 or something in his career? Like, just wins.
he's a legit QB,
You know what I mean?
man.
No, the injury history, obviously, and you could tell last year Kyle Shanahan kind of had enough of this shit. So, and like we talked about that division too with Stafford coming, and not even Stafford, you're going against Aaron Donald and Ramsey. Like, every team's getting better. Seattle added Dunlap, re-signed Carson. They got Metcalf and Russ. Like, Arizona with Watt and Kyler and DeAndre,
like,
and
that division's
and
crazy.
AJ Green now.
It's
like,
crazy.
If you're not doing something, you're just going to be left behind, right? And I feel a little bit like that with Seattle. Like, all these guys made game-changing moves, you know?
That's the thing is, when you look at that division
Seattle's
now,
just kind of like,
I think it's the Rams and I think for me,
I think it's San Fran.
I think the Rams are the best, and then the Niners, and then Seattle, Arizona. But it could go both ways with the bottom two.
I wouldn't be surprised either if Garoppolo actually starts the year and who they draft Fields, he's just on the bench like Alex Smith, Pat Mahomes. I would not be surprised. And then up Jimmy's trade value.
That's what I think too.
him, and then Justin Fields, it's your team.
I think the same thing.
I think Justin Fields could start right out of the gate, but I think maybe to up the trade value. So now with Miami, with the 6th pick, you got to think they got to give Tua some playmakers.
Mm-hmm.
If he's available, Kyle Pitts.
Dude, he's so crazy.
We got Devontae Smith, we got Jalen Waddell,
Jamar Chase.
I know Kyle Pitts is a tight end. This guy's gonna be the star.
But he's arguably like the greatest tight end talent of all time.
He's gonna be good. I would love to see Tua and Pitts for the next 5 years or something. That'd be dope. But yeah, they gotta give him some playmakers. So and they definitely will. So we see what happens. They already signed Will Fuller in the offseason, but fucking guy's always injured. So it's just like everyone wants to make a big deal about Sammy Watkins going to Baltimore. It's just like, I don't understand this. First of all, they don't pass in Baltimore. Second of all, Sammy Watkins is always fucking injured. Yep. So like, what's the big fucking deal? Why are you getting excited here? You know what I'm saying? Like, but whatever. So I don't know. I love the action. And like, whatever. Nobody gives a fuck about picks anymore. So go all in. Like, I'd rather be super aggressive and lose than sit on my picks and fucking come away with nothing. Because picks are shit. They're never guaranteed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, if you look statistically over the last 10, 20 years, like, out of every QB, say there's 5 QBs drafted in the first and second round. It's usually around that 4 or 5. sometimes a little more, a little less. Like usually only one, maybe two of them actually are successful and hit.
Yeah.
So
like, a lot of these guys in the NFL are unsigned, like walk on. So like,
you gotta
can find talent more so than NBA. The first round, the draft is so much more important, I think, in the NBA. The first round, anyways. Afterwards, not so much, but
there's very few people that you know are going to be successful, like right out the gate. Like you look at even just in the past, like in terms of QBs, which QBs that were drafted in the first round or very highly, like were successful.
Look at Sam Darnold. He was highly coveted. Now,
dude,
nothing.
everywhere. Josh Rosen, like they moved off him in a year. Like
Ryan Leaf, like the list goes on and on, man.
The only people I can think of that were actually successful, like they were drafted in the first round, Andrew Luck, like, and I'm talking like in recent years. Andrew Luck was obviously unbelievable. Cam Newton got them to a Super Bowl, really fucking good.
Look at like Elway, Manning, Marino.
I'm talking about like more recently. Like those guys who were like, okay, this is like the clear best QB or best player at their position, like, and they moved over to the NFL beautifully. There's very rare it happens. Like, I think Trevor Lawrence it'll happen. I think he's that good. And I think,
he's like the best prospect since Luck.
Yeah, and I think Justin Fields has that potential. That's my pick out of the other ones to be successful, but obviously the Jets see Zach Wilson is that guy. Yeah. Can you fill me in on Zach Wilson? Like, do you know a lot about him? Why is he rated so highly?
Kid's got a fucking hose on him, bro.
I haven't seen any of his tape.
He can throw. Now, the knock on him, too, is like he's coming out of BYU, so like the level of competition isn't
pretty
there.
Poo.
That's why I would take Fields, just because I know he's played harder competition.
He's gone toe-to-toe with Trevor Lawrence. And
I test, too, just on athletic ability. I'm going to take the more athletic guy. Mm-hmm. But Wilson's going to be so fucking good, bro. He definitely is going to be good. And I know some people are like, oh, the pro day doesn't mean nothing. But when I see grown men giggling like fucking schoolgirls, I know you're going to be a good player when you're making those kind of throws. So you can't go wrong with either one of them. Real talk.
Fair enough.
You want to talk to Sean, bro?
Yeah.
Deshaun Cosby?
Yeah, he's a tough little go here.
Who knew that his moves off the field were better than the ones on the field? That's what I didn't know. This fucking motherfucker here.
Yeah, so break it down.
It came out about a week or so ago. A couple of women first came out, accused him of, I guess, sexual assault.
Yep.
Said they were touching them using his penis in an aggressive manner. Like, I'm just picturing him running around with his cock in his hand, chasing after these bitches.
Yeah, I want more specifics. What exactly went down?
So, I'll get to that. There was a girl that just let a story out in Sports Illustrated 2 days ago.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And it's like, it's not good. Like, I know we're going to joke about it, but some of the shit is just like, wow, bro, really? And this is the thing I do not understand before we get into this.
Okay.
You are Deshaun Watson. You can have pussy all day.
It's easy.
Dime pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So,
why?
You'll see it's the same pattern here of every woman. It's the exact same pattern, bro.
He's got an MO already.
It is. It's like the power thing, bro. So, like, I'm not saying he's guilty, but, bro, I'm also not calling him Deshaun Cosby for no reason.
Yeah, no shit.
You
right?
know what I'm saying? So,
okay, give me the breakdown. What did he actually do?
First, obviously denied it. Said he's never treated any woman with other than the utmost respect, which we all know is like, okay. The second complaint that got filed, she came out and said she found it somewhat peculiar that an NFL player would seek a massage from her. This was online because she's not yet well-known masseuse, right?
Yeah.
So to me, that's just like, isn't that a red flag to you? And I'm not saying like something's gonna happen, but shouldn't you be like, well, why the hell would he want me? This guy's a professional NFL player. You have access to the
best masseuses in the entire world,
right? So, and this is where it gets fucked. Like, obviously, when you're massaging someone, it's like in the contract that you have to be covered, right? Your private parts have to be covered.
Yeah, covered. But okay, pause. When you get a massage, do you go naked or with boxers on? Because like you're covered by a towel, but you can choose to go naked or with boxers on.
No, you have to be covered. This is not a rub and tug. These are professional fucking massage therapists.
No, dude. I've been to lots of fucking massage, like Scandinavian spas up in Whistler, all that shit. You can either go in your boxers or like actual like naked.
Okay, but these not NFL masseuses.
Okay, but I'm asking
That's
you.
not how
I
they
know, but I'm
roll.
asking you.
Okay, what's the question?
Do you go naked or you go with underwear?
Oh no, I wouldn't go naked.
Bro, I always go naked.
No, I wouldn't go naked.
It's liberating, bro. Sometimes I get a little close to your butthole, though. It's a little scary.
You and Raymond as he's rubbing you down.
Me and Deshaun side by side.
So she's saying he immediately got naked, refused to cover his penis.
Jesus Christ.
And the reason was that it gets hot easily. So then it comes out, the number accusing him goes up to 7.
Dude,
He hired
man.
his lawyer, Rusty Hardin, and if anyone knows that, he's like super famous.
Rusty Hard.
He's
It's a bad name for this
his
shit.
clients: Roger Clemens, Adrian Peterson, Steve Francis, Scottie Pippen. He's the guy to go.
Okay.
To, in Texas, anyways. Says he stands behind him. That basically, it's just a smear campaign, and obviously you're gonna say this because you're his lawyer, that you believe him, and whatever, right? Houston police have come out and says nobody's been charged yet. So here's the thing too, okay? It's like, it's an issue of him covering up, and then he always fucking uncovers and just lays there with his cock out.
Mm-hmm.
Like every girl says the same story.
But
and
when this
then,
many
like,
people say it, like,
well, yeah, right? You know what I'm saying? Okay, today, sitting here, we're up to 19.
Jesus Christ, bro.
The shit went up quick, bro, okay? Now, here's the thing, too. Teams are still interested in trading for him.
Of course they are. Bro, you can Ray Rice somebody and teams still want you.
Well, you can't Ray Rice because he was done after the elevator. But apparently, you can do this and still be fucking wanted by teams,
You just have
which
to
is
be
the fucked up part.
But you just have to be good enough. Ray Lewis, Ray Rice somebody, and he's still around because he's Ray fucking Lewis.
Okay, here's the SI story. So, as of Monday, 19 civil suits filed by women from 3 different states. So, engaged in some form of sexual misconduct during a massage.
Yeah.
Including exposing himself, purposely touching them with his penis, ejaculating on them, forcing them to put their mouths on his penis, and he's denying everything, obviously.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's like not even like it. I don't know, like,
Yo, when there's 19 people,
and this is not going to be the end of it.
especially when they all have like the same.
I'm trying to find the rest of the story here. So,
But when they all have the same story and there's 19 of them, like.
and like I said, the pattern is so similar in all of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So one lady got hooked up with him through somebody else, booked a massage appointment through another company, right?
Okay.
She didn't know it was Deshaun Watson until right beforehand.
Okay.
Again, same thing, basically preying on her, like lays on his back, takes the towel off. She's like not comfortable. He starts getting like hard while she's like rubbing him, and then she's just like, she's apparently, this does happen, like some guys pass out and they end up getting hard and whatever, like, so like,
Yeah.
she said they are like trained
for this.
school.
Yeah.
So she's like went to like a super painful method that would like, obviously if you're in super pain, you're not gonna fucking have a heart.
Yeah.
Right? But as she like keeps going, she notices like there's fluids on his stomach, like pre-cum.
So he's just getting off the dudes rubbing her down.
And like this it gets super fucked up. Okay, not only that.
Yeah.
As she's doing it, he's pelvic thrusting the air. Bam, bam, bro. Keeps doing that.
Jesus
and she's
Christ.
just like,
okay, but also stop.
So she does, right? Go their separate ways. I guess like he keeps trying to get at her on Instagram, like DMing her. But I'll tell you this, man, it do not look good for this guy, bro.
See, this is the thing. We were saying beforehand, like, yo, you're Deshaun fucking Watson. It's really easy for you to get girls. There's a lot of people, like, a lot of famous people, like, you hear stories all the time, like, you meet like people meeting famous people, and they're fucking dorks, or they're losers, or like they have no game, or maybe Deshaun just has absolutely zero game, and so he's resorted to this. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but
He's
I'm
Deshaun.
saying, like,
He doesn't even have game. That's just the beauty of it. You're an NFL fucking star. You don't need to have game.
exactly, bro. So like, what
You
the
just
fuck
gotta
are you
pull up.
doing?
That's all you gotta do, and keep your cock in your pants. But
Exactly.
pull up, son. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
But and I gotta believe this ain't gonna be the last of it.
He real sensitive. If he can just air thrust while he's getting an elbow into him and that gets him off, that's fucking impressive more than anything.
Now, if I'm a team that like Denver or Carolina that you really want him, like this
Carolina's like, yo, we
distressed
just
asset.
hired a full team of masseuses. Deshaun, get your ass over here.
Real talk, though. Like, man, that's literally it's a distressed asset, though.
Yeah, it is.
What are you giving him? Somebody that does this kind of shit.
Maybe.
And like, how are you gonna ever book another massage in your life?
Yeah, it's not happening.
But I don't know, man. Like I'm saying, I'm not saying that he's guilty.
It's not looking good when you got 19 cases, man. What a wiener.
No, man. Like, I don't know. It's gonna be, and like, one lawyer is handling a lot of these women.
Rusty Hard. I can't get over that lawyer's name. That's awesome.
I'll take that guy any day of the week, though.
Yes, sir.
You got something you want to talk about?
That's about it for sports, brother. We're already at an hour. You want to call it?
Yeah, let's call it.
All right, everybody. That was our Wednesday episode. For those who don't know, we do 2 episodes a week. We also do a Friday episode, Friday, where we talk just about whatever we want. This episode is obviously more sports focused, but whatever you're listening to us on, be it Google Play, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, please give us a follow, a like, a review, whatever it may be. We appreciate it. Also check out our YouTube page, Highly Unlikely Pod. We do record these and put them on YouTube, even though our faces aren't that beautiful. We still do it. Check that out. Could use a bump in subscriber count. So see you guys all on Friday.
Peace.